Welcome to NGH's Hazard Assessment and Take 5 training. What is the difference between a hazard and a risk? A hazard is a situation or thing that has the potential to harm a person, whereas a risk is the possibility that harm might occur when exposed to a hazard. For example, a hazard might be rusty barbed wire discarded in long grass. The risk is that it could cause severe cuts, possibly leading to a tetanus infection. When planning for fieldwork, we assess and identify likely and common hazards and risks and form mitigation measures to reduce or eliminate them. However, not all hazards and associated risks can be identified from the office. We need to go to the site and assess the actual site conditions in order to do this. Staff undertaking fieldwork could face a range of hazards, including hostile visitors, animals, trip hazards, and harmful substances. Carrying out a dynamic risk assessment allows workers to identify potentially dangerous situations and take appropriate steps to either remove or manage the risk. If appropriate mitigation cannot be achieved, then we should not carry out the work. There are three important aspects of a dynamic risk assessment. First, assess at the door. As soon as you arrive at the site, assess the situation. If you are meeting a client or property owner, assess their emotional state. Look out for signs of distress, aggression, or drug and alcohol influence. If it is a field survey, look for dangers such as snakes, aggressive animals, and beehives. Next, plan an exit strategy. Take note of any exit routes in case you need to leave quickly. Try to create a clear path to the exit. If something doesn't feel right, remove yourself from the situation, pause to assess, and attempt to mitigate the risk. If you can't mitigate it, leave the site. And lastly, trust your instincts. Even if the danger is unclear, remove yourself from the hazard, assess and take steps to manage the risk. If you still can't mitigate to an acceptable level, leave the site. Many people who have been attacked or suffered an accident at work identified warning signs beforehand but ignored them, either due to pressure to get the work done or a lack of confidence. The Take 5 safety procedure is a 5-step procedure to prevent accidents and create a safer working environment. It should be conducted before beginning work and before beginning every new task. The first step in the Take 5 process is to stop and think. This encourages mindfulness about the task at hand. It is especially important for experienced workers to discourage complacency and encourage them to think very carefully about what is to be done. The Hazard Assessment and Take 5 form can be found in Site Docs in each project folder. I will use a test project to complete the Hazard Assessment and Take 5 form. You will see that the project name, date and time are auto-filled. The reason for the form could be commencing on site, commencing at a new location on site, or commencing a new day on site. Answer the questions in the risk review section. If you answer no to any question, this needs to be corrected prior to commencing work. The second step is to look and identify. Check your surroundings to identify any hazards or potential risks. Look up, down, left and right, close ahead and far away. For example, are you parked under a tree with lots of dead branches either in it or on the ground? Is there lots of rusty barbed wire, old tin or rubbish on the ground? Is there long, thick grass where you will be working? Are there storm clouds in the distance? Add these to the hazard assessment section. Once you have determined the hazard and risk, use the pencil in the form to either draw or type the risk ratings before controls are implemented. Next, list the controls that will be implemented. Then use the pencil to add the residual risk rating. This section is repeatable, so you can add more than one hazard or risk. Select all the workers involved in the work, including subcontractors. Attach photos if necessary, and click Sign and Save. The other workers can then sign the form. Step 5 is to monitor and proceed. Having removed or reduced the hazard, you can proceed with the work. If there are hazards that occur as a result of your work, you may have to redo the Take 5. When you begin a new task or move to a new location, the Take 5 should be completed before commencing the new task or at the new location. The Take 5 should be completed before commencing work each morning and may need to be completed several times throughout the day. Thank you for watching this hazard assessment and Take 5 training video.